It was good, everybody. I'm gonna do all signs. It feels good to be able to. This is the time I usually used to do it, like on my old channel and all that. So feels good to be up at this time and be able to do it like before. Let me start off with a collect. This morning it's funny. The song that popped in my head was I think it's Barbara Mason. Yes, I'm ready. It goes like I don't even know how. Da 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 da. But I'm ready to learn all that stuff. So, anyways, what I got from it, from for some of you, yeah, might be someone that's, maybe there's like love in there, right? There's someone ready to maybe before someone wasn't ready to learn, right? And maybe it was like every excuse in the book, but the truth, right? And the truth is that someone was like not really willing, right? And now it feels like that's changed. But another message I got was that, like, even that, it could be your spiritual connection, right? Some of you may have been like fighting spirit, like, no, I don't want to learn that. I don't want. So it's something in general, right? It wasn't just the love message. For some of you, I got that it was partly like now you're ready to take on whatever you're ready to take on, right? I just noticed I've been working in the sun, so I am a little red. I noticed right now. That's funny. Okay. So, okay, what message for the collective do you want? I mean, that one jumped up, but then it fell back in, so I don't know. Okay, maybe not from this deck then, or do it one more time. Oh, okay, there it is. Wow, prayer. Wow, maybe yeah. Just be more in prayer, connecting to the spirit world. 39 pipe ceremony. Maybe ceremony, right? In general. So that by me might be significant, right? 3 and 9 add up to 12. Maybe on the solar eclipse on the 12th, you were praying, and now, wow, I got chills. I got cold chills. So yeah, maybe there's something there. Maybe you were praying, and now the prayers have kind of, yeah, maybe some of you put up that prayer, that intention to the spirit world, like, okay, please just help me. And they're like, okay, now you're ready to learn. So it's that. But if you professed it to the spirit, and then now they're teaching you, then then you have to be humble enough to listen, right? To not be like fighting spirit every step of the way. I'm gonna pull one from here real quick too. I wanted to pull one of these for each sign, but let me see. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Let me see. It is from the Dark Goddess Oracle, which I love this one. Have I ever got her? Wow. Well, there it is. Just more clarification. Devotion, Liu Han. You might want to look up to see what she represents, right? I don't want to stop to read the book right now, but maybe I could do a short with that explanation. Liu Han, devotion. So yeah, maybe prayer, devotion. See, some of you have decided, okay, I'm ready, right? Yes, I'm ready to learn. So that song now seems very fitting, right? Pipe ceremony and then prayer. I mean, prayer, pipe ceremony, and devotion. Like, okay, I'm ready to walk and devote myself to whether it's someone learning to love, someone learning to walk in their path. It might be you, it might be the person you were dealing with. Okay, so here we go for so Leo, happy birthday, Leos. I believe it's still your birthday, so we're gonna start off with you. I'm gonna start off with my Book of Oracle deck. Whoa. Let me see. Okay, so wow. So Leo, not so funny that this came out, but you might be dealing with a little bit of shadow work here. 25/7, right? The shadow. So that might be very fitting for you. Maybe that was it, right? Maybe you were going through a shadow phase, right? Dealing with the shadow. And that's the thing is when you don't address it, it turns into this huge. monstrous bear running towards you, right? Um, so this could be a warning to address something that's hidden in the shadows right now, Leo, or to yeah, before it gets to that size or something's already that size and it might charge in, right? So just take this as a warning so you don't get blindsided, right? Something shadowy, right? Some shadow thing now is the size of a grizzly bear, right? For some of you, it may not even have nothing to do with you, is what I'm hearing. It could be just like a shadow aspect, right? So then, I wouldn't be surprised if what comes out after is like keeping your boundaries, right? Or stuff like that. Look at, wow, Pisces, the mystic. Maybe there is like trusting in your intuition to understand what that shadow aspect is. Hmm. Imaginative, compassionate, healing, empathic, mystical, adoring, magical, allowing, dreamy, ephemeral, enigmatic, spiritual, emotional, escapist, impractical, oceanic, self-pitying, illogical. Wow. So maybe right now, if you are in that Pisces type energy, right? Maybe some of those shadowy aspects, right? Maybe you've been over emotional, maybe you feeling escapist, right? Maybe self-pitying, illogical, but again, for some of you it may be something external that might be coming towards you, right? Like that bear. So let's find out. You know, yeah, on this walk, right? It's like everything, there's things that come up because they're meant to teach us things, right? Wow. Maybe that was it, right? One of your shadow aspects could have been you not making yourself the priority, right? You are not the main character in their story. And what is Leo meant to be, right? You're the entertainer, the center stage, the it's kind of in your makeup, right? But maybe you just were, yeah, like trying to help someone else in their story, maybe thinking one day, okay, they'll help me out eventually, but to them, that's not ever what it was gonna be, right? You're not the main character in their story. So that's important. So yeah, for some of you, that may be that shadow aspect. Like you not wanting to step into the spotlight when it's what you're meant to do. Right? Maybe there's fear in that, and it can be maybe that's why the devotion, right? Prayer, because spirit would put you there, but you're uncomfortable with it and you're not facing that, right? That maybe there's a hidden trauma of why you don't like to be center stage, the spotlight. Maybe in the past, every time you were in the spotlight, people were jealous and this and that, and then you felt like, yeah, then maybe there's a little bit of that kind of Libra energy, right? The people pleasing and this and that. Let me see. Oh, I don't know. It feels like not a lot wants to be said. Maybe that's okay. Wow, what did I say about maybe holding up boundaries for some of you? Hey, Foster Town, good morning. Holding up boundaries, and there you are, Leo. So that's kind of see. So for some of you, right? And I heard, like I asked, yeah. So this is kind of the energy you're in too, right, Leo? And that Aries energy too, right? You're leaning forward. I think you're ready, right? Or you? Some of you probably already face this shadow aspect of yourself, right? Both now being ready to, right, rather than be someone's, right, like you're just on the sidelines of their story, right? They're the main character. You're ready to step into the spotlight. And, right, whatever fears you had, now you're ready to stand your ground, right? For some of you, I heard, yeah, you weren't wanting to be in the spotlight because you probably were afraid that, oh, then people hate on you, right? Then people are jealous of what you got, or just something which could be tied to traumas from the past, right? Something that made you say it's not even worth it. It's not even worth being the main character, right? Maybe reading books, right? Or seeing what has happened to people that have been center stage or something, right? Or it's too much drama, too much attention, too much something, right? But it feels like you are stepping into that, right? Because with this leadership, right? Also, it says hombre atrevido, which is a daring man, right? But it doesn't matter the gender, but just a daring person, right? And it's just passionate and strong too, right? So, well, and they're wearing a crown too, right? So you're definitely ready, right? Which was the song that started this whole reading. I think that's it. I think the message is really clear. Cause nothing, no other cards. I was just like shuffling it. I mean, yeah, and the cards just didn't want to come out. So I think that's the message for you, Leo. One more, okay. Any more advice for Leo? I mean, it feels like if you're not there yet, like maybe for the rest of August, something's gonna happen that's wow. See, something's gonna happen that's gonna put you in that position, right? And you're gonna step into it, is what I'm getting, right? And for some of you that haven't yet, again, I'll emphasize don't let the bear turn to that size before you finally address it, right? And it's charging towards you, the shadow, right? But yeah, look what came out. The sun, right? Happiest card in the deck, 10 of cups, and the fool. So you're stepping into it. Oh, wow. All right. Celebration to the full celebration, everything. So maybe you're being celebrated, right? After taking this leap of faith. And yeah, it's you heading on that journey towards your 10 of cups. There's going to be a lot of emotional fulfillment and you stepping into who you're meant to be, right? Trusting spirit, not being afraid, knowing that, yeah, maybe there would be, maybe you do have to defend yourself, right? Maybe people will be jealous, but it's like I'm hearing like divine right, your birthright. It's who you're meant to be, right? For whatever Leos are resonating with this. Because clearly, right, you're meant to be a main character in your story, right? You weren't here to just be on the sidelines and help someone else that was never gonna bring you up on stage with them, right? So to speak. So I think that's the message there. Okay, so let me see. For Leo, wow, yeah, 10. It's complete. It's time to move forward with whatever it is that you're, 10 or 1, however you look at it, right? Maybe August 4th, August 6th, August 10th might be significant. Maybe you're 46, maybe you're 64, right? Let me see. I kind of want to pull. I should have done this before the dice, but let's see, just in case. I mean, the bear came out, so maybe the bear, right? The bear would be something to ask, just for a little guidance if you need a spirit animal to be. Wow, the butterfly. Maybe you're seeing butterflies right now. So you're going through that transformation. Transformation is beautiful. So just pay attention. 11. Wow. Look at even the butterfly has a crown. So I like that, right? The crown and the crown. I got chills with that. So yeah, so pay attention. If you're seeing butterflies, maybe they're just acknowledging, hey, you're on the right path, right? Maybe you could talk to the butterflies or ask for that energy of who's better at transforming than a butterfly, right? They go through the whole metamorphosis of turning from a caterpillar to a butterfly. So tap into that. Okay. So with that, let's go to Aries. Well, I mean, I'm really not, usually I like to try to get these done, but um yeah, I'm not in a rush today, so I guess I was like, I kind of took long with that, but it's all good. All right. Yeah, and anyone including you, Foster Town. Let me know how the eclipses have been for you, if you even felt any energy at all that good stuff. Wow. So for Aries, interesting. The card that came out for you is a test pass. Maybe you were being tested, right? I mean, I don't like saying maybe because it feels like you were right with this. 40 might be significant. Maybe you're 40. Maybe, your birthday's on the 4th, something like that. A test pass. You know, this represents, because this is Kali, right? And this represents like a complete, like, is the right word, disillusion of the like dissolving, that's a better one. A complete dissolving of the ego. So I don't know if you recently passed the test of dissolving your ego, right? So that's huge, right? That's huge. It's being humble, really, right? It doesn't mean being humble doesn't mean feeling less than or not being powerful even. There's actually more power in that, right? If that makes sense. So that's pretty impressive, really. I mean, because not everybody in this lifetime really understands how to completely dissolve your ego, right? Because ego could be like egotistical on the upside or even low, right? Like when you play small and all that stuff and you're not meant to, right? Almost like that victim mentality that has ego attached to it too, right? The victim mentality. And also on the flip side, being like thinking you're the coolest thing since I don't know, freaking something. Sliced pizza, I don't know, something, yeah, right? So okay. Anyways, so yeah, maybe you are a spiritual person, clearly if you're seeing this, but it was a little bit of toxic, right? Maybe you puffed your chest out at people with your spirituality, right? Like I know more than you, blah blah blah, blue blue blue, right? That kind of stuff. Just because it's spiritual doesn't mean it's not toxic. Maybe that's something that clicked, right? That spiritual people can, right? You can have toxicity or stuff like that, right? Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah, maybe this was you too. I didn't even see that the energy you put out is screaming, "Don't talk to me." Maybe this was you, right? Maybe that had ego attached to it and you realized it, right? The energy you put out is screaming, "Don't talk to me," right? With the arms crossed. But there's almost that, right? Like if that feeling of, "Oh, I'm too like right, I'm higher and mightier than you, so don't like you're not worth talking to," or you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, right? Maybe you will respond to people with an attitude. I don't know. But that's kind of what's coming out. Let's see what else. But the fact that it says a test passes, yeah, it's amazing. So, okay, so let me see. Okay. Mars action. Wow, okay. Interesting. Mars action. Desire, impulses, courage, right? Maybe that courage stood out to me and my gut lit up. So maybe there was something you weren't taking action with, right? Maybe there was a little bit of a mask, is what I heard. Desire impulses courage, force, heat, strength, competition, workouts, excitement, thirst, impatience, anger, leadership, engine, potency, willpower, motor, sex drive, action. So I don't know. Maybe there's something right now that's making you feel passionate. You want to take action. What in the world happened to that car? Yeah. So okay. So that's that. Let me see. Okay. So what else wants to come through for Aries? A test pass. They're taking action. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So it was a whole complete cycle, right? Success, right? Because that's what this card says guaranteed success, Aries. So you finish something and it's done, right? A new journey, a new adventure is starting. 21. Maybe work has been going good. Maybe you got a promotion, a raise, right? You finish one journey going to something else. Maybe you're moving, something, right? There's been a whole cycle, whole journey that has been complete. So that's beautiful. I don't know. I almost feel like that's it. I don't need a, because now, yeah, you're starting a new journey. So, I mean, this is kind of like an empty canvas. Where, what direction do you want to go in? That's kind of the thing. Wow. Okay. You want to go towards happiness. It feels like the sun came out for you too. Wow. That's amazing. A test passed. Yeah. Wow. That is amazing. A test pass. Wow. Okay. And the sun, right? So now you want to head towards your sun. And I mean, you know what that is, right? So I don't even want to wow, okay. Maybe there's something from your past and you feel that's your sun, right? Like that's what makes your heart happy. Maybe wow, what did I say about painting your own thing? So maybe you paint, maybe you some of you horseback ride. I don't know, I heard that, right? So maybe connecting with animals, Aries. So something like that, right? There's something from the past, right? Maybe a previous connection, right? Look at good memories, influences from the past. Yeah, reconnecting with old friends, old partnerships, nostalgia, love, right? So maybe that you feel something from the past will bring you that happiness, right? The sun, right? That's what you have to. And there it is. Look at again underneath action, 8, right? And what came out? Mars action. So maybe now you're in that mode. It's time to take action. Oh, wow. Wow. That's beautiful. So yeah, let me see. Okay, so we'll pull one a spirit animal that might be significant. Wow, porcupine spirit. Aries. Time for beginner mind. Wow. Time for beginner mind. 48. So wow, there's that 4 again. Maybe, yeah. Maybe your birthday's on right? April 4th, April 8th, April 12th, right? So that's pretty fun. Porcupine spirit. Time for beginner mind. See, you just finished the whole right? A whole cycle has complete, right? With the world, and it's time to, yeah, whatever. But it feels like you're taking action, right? That's kind of the energy. It came out twice with Mars action, and then right, the 8 of Wands, right? Solar, you're feeling confident. You know what you want. Solar plexus energy, right? Speed, decision, travel, messages. Oh, it even says cards of love. That's funny. Hyperactivity, and that's funny. That's kind of like this Mars, right? Willpower, engine, potency, sex drive, all that kind of go 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 energy. So, anyways, I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe go look up the porcupine. I don't know if in the shorts. I know I have a bunch of different explanations for this deck, the spirit animal deck, right? So if you want to check it out, I'm sure it's in there. Let's see what other numbers come out. Wow, 7. Yeah. So feels very divine, right? Maybe 36 is important, right? April 3rd, April 6th, April 9th, right? Maybe 63, 36, something, right? So, anyways, on that note, okay, thank you, Aries. And yeah, thanks for sharing that, Foster Town. That's amazing. I wonder how, the moth is, whenever I see the moth, it's kind of telling me that my psychic, like my spidey senses are about to get kind of ramped up or they're already in that. And I notice, yeah, I'll start having a lot of like psychic dreams or precognitive dreams when the moth starts appearing around. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know if that the same happens for you. But thank you for sharing. I don't really know what the robin because I don't think there's a lot of robins where I'm at. I don't know if I've ran into a robin or I would have known what it was. So I have to look up what the robin means or what does it mean to you if you want to tell me. Let me see what else. What else? What else? Okay, Taurus. Let's go with Taurus. Mm, 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 mm. That's funny. That song stuck in my head now. The one that before I started all the reading, that one that Barbara Mason song is in my head now. Wow. So Taurus, a choice. A choice. 14. A choice. So maybe you haven't, right? You haven't made the choice yet, right? I feel like that's still. It's funny because that even looks like an eight at the top, right? And that's what I was about to say, right? Like the circle, then the circle looks like an eight. It's like I think the Lionsgate was meant to kind of point us out to make a choice, right, about something. And so I don't know if you're still kind of stuck in limbo, like you haven't made a choice about something, right? One and four is five, which is the number of change. So I don't know what you're still having trouble with deciding. Maybe it's part of that, right? The first collective kind of cards that I pulled out, prayer, devotion. Maybe you haven't, maybe you do feel like kind of a high, like higher calling, spiritual calling, and you're not, but it says, I mean, that's what it came out, devotion, prayer. Wow. I got all these little weird tinglies like in my around my crown. So maybe spirit's been trying to guide you for something and you haven't been listening. Cause March really a whole parade. Yeah, there was toxic lies, bang, drama. You wanted red flags, not a damn parade, but maybe they've been showing you a whole parade with a certain situation, right? It could be work. It could be maybe you saw a job, right? You notice, I worked at a place once that did a lot of crooked stuff. Once I saw that, I was like, oh, wow, this is crazy. And then sure enough, the whole company went down. Not that I was seeing that I was going to leave anyways, but because I needed a job at that time. But definitely it shows you that, yeah, it wasn't going to stay, right? Like the company was going to go under at one point because it wasn't something that was going to affect me in the sense of like criminal stuff, right? But yeah, it was a definitely a sign that that company was gonna eventually go under. So it was pretty funny. Wow, maybe yeah, that right. You're like, oh no, this is just exciting. It's supposed to be like this, right? It's adventure. Don't confuse chaos with adventure. So there's something with that, right? These two cars, like, bam, right? They scream out red flags. Oh, WTF? That's so funny. I didn't even see that. Crash, chaos. Look at even your cat. He's like, what the hell? Where are we going? That's crazy. Poor cat, huh? Your compass, right, might be kind of out of whack. Like you're really not trusting, right? Maybe your north node might help you with that. That's what jumps out towards maybe learning about your north node. It's kind of, in a sense, a compass showing you what you kind of mapped out before you came to this earth, right? This is my north node. This is kind of where I'm gonna head eventually, right? Wow, wow. I can't believe all these three cards popped out together. Your intuition isn't ghosting you, you're just not listening. So yeah, you're definitely being guided, but it's not right. Hey Brittany, good morning. But you're just not paying attention. Listen. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. So we got that. Let me see. Pull one from here. Mm, 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 mm. Capricorn, the boss. What is that? Maybe it is a work thing, right? Maybe you're meant to be a boss and you've gotten all the red flags. You've been shown everything, but yeah, somehow I don't know why. I mean, yeah, it's not. I mean, as long as you know why, so it's not like I have to know why, but as long as you know why you're feeling stuck, Taurus, Capricorn, the boss. So yeah, maybe you should learn from maybe Capricorn is your North Node, right? I don't know, but maybe learn from your fellow Earth sign, right? Serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic, structured, traditional, wise, enduring, accomplished, badass, majestic, competent, prepared, down to earth, corporate, reserved, rigid, discipline, right? So maybe discipline right now has been a thing, right? What is that stuff? I never even. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Interesting. Okay. So yeah. Let me see. What else? What else? What else? Capricorn. Listen to the intuition, making a choice. Okay, any advice for and it feels like the message was already delivered. You're just not making the choice, so you're probably staying stuck because of that. Wow. Maybe once you make a choice, that offer appears like out of nowhere almost, right? Maybe spirit's just waiting to see. Maybe you're not trusting, that's why. And you're not trusting that once you make the choice, things are wow. Yeah, maybe you already had the plans before because this came out. Who did this just I think this was for Aries, right? But you have the Page of Pentacles, right? And I got chills with this. So it's almost like, yeah, having that blind faith or that, right? Like there's something you've already done and it's there, right? It's they're probably nudging you to make that choice, but it's yeah, you have to trust, right? It's yeah, it's hard sometimes, right? To have blind faith, but I think that's what it's kind of yeah, just wow. I got chills with that one. So yeah, look at we got elección, which I think just means choosing, right? Elección, right? There's that Aries energy, but it's still the maybe card. It's like it's up to you. You want the world in the palm of your hands kind of thing, right? You're meant to be the boss. And it might be with something from the past, right? Like reconnecting with a lost dream or plans you once had that you abandoned ship on, right? Maybe you own a boat. Maybe you wanted to travel around the world. Not that that's like the financial thing. I don't know. That just popped in my head. But yeah, maybe that means something to somebody. Yeah. Valorar. Valorar. Like having value for your own options, right? Two roads await. Yeah. So which one are you gonna take? Yeah, but you have to make a decision. And this is funny because right after that one came out the star card. So see, I think that's kind of what it is. You're meant to like this one, right? Capricorn, you're meant to be the boss. You're meant to maybe start your own business and you're still working for somebody else, or you have something similar to, I don't know, I feel something like it might be work related because, but take it out, it resonates because I think with Leo, right, it was about not just being a character in someone else's story, but being the main character. So I think maybe for you, Taurus, there's something similar in that, right? But the star card. So I think that's kind of what it is. But you haven't made the choice yet. So I think even this reading is like a hint, hint. Like, what are you waiting for, right? What are you waiting for? Oh, wow. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so I like this a lot for you, Taurus, because It's kind of like I think this is kind of the message that's being shown here. Giraffe spirit. So maybe this week it's tapping into that giraffe spirit, right? Ask the giraffe spirit. Maybe it'll come into your dreams and talk to you, right? See the big picture. It's almost like, right, the giraffe can see over everything, right? It's like when they say that you can't see the trees from the forest, right? So it's like really being able to see above everything. Like if you're walking in the crowd, then all of a sudden you stick your head up, and then you could see everything. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Right? Or like when you're stuck in traffic and you're like, why are we held up? And you're trying to see. And when you're there for a long time, some people might even get out their car trying to see. Well, that's kind of what it's showing here. Like, hey, wait a sec, stop. Really, 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 really look at the big picture. Where are you heading in this chaos that you're in right now? What's the end game here? Why are you even in this, right? Even your cat's freaking scared, right? So why are you in this? What's the end game, right? So right now I think that the giraffe is beautiful. 29, right, might be significant. 29 adds up to 11. So yeah, it's like walking through that door, making that choice, right? 11. So okay, let's see. I miss anything? No, okay. 8. Yeah, see? It feels like that 8 energy, right? Like I said, right? The first thing I said was that looks like an 8, right? The two little UFOs, so or the big UFO and the little UFO. So 8. Maybe 26 is important, 62, maybe your May 2nd, May 6th, May 8th, right? So, okay, I think that's it. Now on to Gemini. 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 That's funny. It's dawn somewhere. What does that mean? I know I'm asking I'm all over here asking like what did the it's dawn somewhere mean? Is that because the robins sing at dawn or wow. I didn't even realize I was shuffling with this deck for you, Gemini. But I definitely like what came out. So I'm gonna put that to the side because I'm gonna start off with this deck. I love that card. That's amazing. Oh shoot. Wow, okay. So for Gemini, I got royalty, 48. Wow. I definitely like that. Kind of feels like that, right? Like the Leo thing of being a main character, right? Um, so Gemini, let's see. 48, which is 12, right? The solar eclipse was on the 12th. So 4 and 8 is 12. So maybe there was something right with that. Let me see. Wow. So maybe the same, right? Let me see. Why did that come out? Wow. Okay. So for you, Matt, yeah, maybe it's being careful of. I'm getting cold, cold chills with that. So I don't. So there's something that about, yeah, maybe whether this is someone new or someone from the past, Gemini, don't mistake their red flags for a vibe check. That's so funny. Ah, that's so funny. And then yeah, it says straight out, delete the text, block the number, reclaim your peace. So if there's someone that's yeah, it's like don't even engage. It's kind of the message for you, Gemini. Don't even engage. And I got big time chills on the left side, right? So trust your intuition big time. Like your intuition already knows what the answer is, right? And maybe that's why the royalty card came out, because it's like It's not to be like an a-hole in a way, right? Gender doesn't matter. Just I don't know what the right. I know a-hole usually sounds masculine, but or a-holette. I don't know what would be the equivalent, right? It's not that if you're sitting like right, a king or emperor or queen or empress wouldn't entertain something like that, right? Like you would just you'd be like, come on, I'm not gonna deal with all this craziness, right? So even that, maybe it's about you've made it to a certain point, even with your peace, right? The way it says like that. If you got into a certain place with your peace, why would you come off that, right? Because that is similar, right? This is almost similar to like the emperor and empress card, right? Like the empress or emperor isn't gonna deal with, or even kind of like a queen of swords type energy or king of swords, right? Like you're not gonna deal with the my guts lighting up. More queen of swords rather than when I said king of swords, not so much. More like a queen of swords, kind of like chopping through the BS. Hmm, interesting. Hmm. Oh, okay. Let me see. Oh, wow. Why did this come out? I didn't expect that one. Okay. Wow. So I don't know. There's something in that, right? This whole delete, boom, boom, boom. Because I got the 10 of swords, but I love the 10 because that means it's complete. There were no more swords for someone to stick in your back. So that's where it is, right? But look at like maybe, damn. So that, right? You sitting on your throne is more like having overcome all this, right? So why, if you had to go through all that, why in the world would you even negotiate with your peace, right? And look at what it, wow, I got so many chills. I got so many chills. That's crazy. The high priestess came out, Gemini. So, yeah, it's almost like it feels well deserved, right? Like spiritual royalty, right? Like what you had to go through to get there, right? You made the choice to go towards peace, right? Peace above everything. Peace. Man, I'm getting a lot of chills. Peace was more important than all the BS, right? Mm. Wow, look at even as I split the deck, right? Maybe there was some kind of illusion you had to walk away from, right? And you left it all behind, right? You didn't even care, right? You took your 10 swords, you left all the cups. You were like, you know what? I don't want this. The high priestess. So, yeah, royalty, the high priestess, that's crazy. So, definitely this huge, like, connection, right? To the spirit world and all that. Delete the text, block the number, reclaim your peace. So, that's kind of for the rest of August. Gemini, I know, like I feel like and look at this. This is what came out. The first card that I didn't even realize I was shuffling, the owl spirit, and even the owl's wearing that little crown, right? The owl sees. You can see clearly now. You see clearly now, right? 43-7, right? 43 is 7, which is obviously a divine number. Interesting, right? The owl sees clearly. Damn. So that kind of, the high priestess, the owl, royalty, all that stuff, right? So I mean, I wouldn't think you would make any wrong choice with these kind of cards coming out, right? The owl that pierces through the veil and sees all the anything, right? Like it doesn't feel like someone will be able to lie to you. Period. No, no maybes, no this, no that. It just doesn't feel like that. This isn't like the giraffe that just, oh, let me look. Oh, okay, I see now. No, the owl pierces. The owl doesn't need to go up this or that. The owl just taps in, bam. I could see through everything, right? And even the shadow aspects, right? The other world, what people try to hide, right? The nocturnal side, lurking in the shadows, all that stuff. You see it. So peace, peace was more important, is more important. I like it though. I definitely like it. What else? I think that's it. So you already know, right? Anything trying to mess with your peace, some of you need to go into a hermit mode, then so be it, right? Do that. Virgo energy. And my crown, as I pulled this card out, my crown like swelled, boom, forwards, like a heartbeat, boom. So that's pretty interesting. So maybe some of you do need to take a little time to, and that's okay, right? Take that time. Wow, I had the visual right now. Some of you might be walking on this narrow path alone, right? There's deeper truths you're searching for right now. So even that, maybe it's not a time to be distracted, right? Like it will be like I don't know, you don't want to carry, and I felt that like a burden, like you're not interested in taking on others' burdens or something like that because you're probably still on a quest, right? Learning certain things at this moment. Things have been illuminated or they're about to be even on a deeper level. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. My heart felt like happy with it. Like we're not even refreshed. It just felt like strong or something like the heart, like glow, like the ET thing, right? Like glowing. Like I don't know. And there's probably more you need to say because my throat's feeling like fire. Even it's really interesting. I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that because I think the last Gemini reading was not like this for sure. 8. Wow. Yeah. Maybe something karmic has wrapped up or in that Lionsgate situation, something you came out of it or you're coming out of it literally, right? 9, see, something's finishing something. Yeah, like you're coming out of it a changed person is what I'm hearing. So whatever work you had to do with this Lionsgate, it feels like you did it. And it wasn't easy, is what I'm hearing. Interesting. Okay. 8. So you might be June 6th, June 2nd, June 8th, maybe 26, maybe 62, maybe something with that, right? So yeah. Wow, that was interesting. I liked it. Yeah. There was a little pain on the masculine side too, so I don't know what that. There's probably just something you were balancing out, right? Because I think I felt the burden on the right, the feminine side, then on the masculine side. So there was something like that you were recalibrating probably. So I'll end the message with that, right? But it feels like you definitely more on the masculine side, right? So there was something with the masculine energy that had to be recalibrated. Okay, so there. Okay. I feel like that's the complete message there. Okay, so Cancer. Let me see what did I miss? What did I miss? Yeah, I don't know much about Hawaiian culture too. I just went once when I was like in high school. I went to Hawaii and then that was it. But I've always wanted to go again because right when the plane landed, it was like it looked like the Ten of Cups literally seen. Like I think there was a rainbow and the clouds and the sun was setting and it looked like paradise. So I've always wanted to go back. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, that'd be cool if you started a band. That's beautiful. Yeah, I love that practice too of burning things up that, you know, it's more finite, right? Like that's that's the end of that. You throw it into the fire and arrivederci, as they say. What is that? French or I don't know. Well, maybe that matters for somebody, the French thing. Let me see. Oh yeah, who am I going into Cancer? So maybe we have a Cancer tuning in from France or something. Um what else? Let's see. Okay, so Cancers, let me see. Using this healing, uh-oh. Not uh-oh, like I mean that's good. I'm happy that came out. So maybe right now you're going through a healing Cancer, whatever it may be, right? So that's beautiful. Either they're telling you, like they're just confirming this is for you, you've been going through healing, or you're about to go into a healing journey, right? Because healing came out number 5, the number of change. Healing. Wow, that's beautiful. I love that. The sun, right? Behind the mountains and everything. Cancer. Oh wow, and you got the same thing too, like right? Like Gemini, maybe you're a cusper. Spiritual people can also block people. So it's okay, right? If that's what it takes for you to go on this healing journey, right? Maybe that's part of it. User blocked, right? Yeah. I feel like that. Whoever that's resonating with, like someone was giving you kind of a headache, right? Maybe on your yeah, like your feminine side, right? Maybe they didn't understand you fully or something, and it was like a headache to that aspect of yourself, right? Cause yeah, see, it went away good. 'Cause I was like, why does it feel like I got punched in the left eye? Maybe you like listening to, maybe you like Left Eye, right? TLC, Left Eye. Yeah. Left Eye is a Gemini, but still, I like Left Eye. She was, she was on her spiritual journey too, when she passed. So, okay, let's see. That not get too distracted. Wow. Maybe you're like trusting your intuition more, right? And that's part of your intuition, right? Like, you know what? I'm gonna take this time to heal. Maybe you're surrounding yourself with your crystals, watching the moon and the stars, right? Just taking time to connect with yourself, trusting your intuition, but almost like relearning to do that, right? Like maybe for a while you fell off of that, right? Like you stopped really listening to your intuition, but victory. I mean, it says good news here, but to me, it's like the great news, right? The best news, victory, like whatever it is. And look at during Leo season, right? Results with work, with whatever it is you're going through, right? Success, miracles, even like it's gonna seem maybe you've been getting more. I mean, there's a fame cartoon, right? Like if people that are interested, right, in going viral or this or that. So I don't know if that's what you're doing, but regardless, you're getting attention. Maybe you notice people looking at you more or something. You're becoming more magnetic, but sometimes that can be in a way of a little test, like when you're going through things like this healing. So don't let things distract you, right? As you're in this space, right? So Wow, even as I split the deck, right? Justice and the Ten of Pentacles. So that's pretty interesting. Victory. Wow. So maybe it's something that's just, right? You were dealing with yeah, you were dealing with something that now things are coming full circle, right? And maybe that, right? It was like someone was siphoning your energy, and once you block them, that energy goes back to you, right? And then you can, wow, yeah, see, Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, right? Taking action. Wow, and it's like that. Maybe, yeah, whatever you were dealing with, it's like that. Maybe being in a connection and you're even spending, because even that, when you're in a relationship, obviously you go do stuff together, this and that, and maybe you weren't focused on work. And this could be you, or I'll find out right now, but this could have been you before, right? And now everything's changing, right? Everything's changing rapidly once you had to block that energy that it feels like something was siphoning your energy. And I'm getting like these whole little tingly things all through my spine. So I feel like that's what was happening there. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So maybe this is the other person now, because I asked if this Five of Pentacles was you, and no. So maybe you were dealing with someone that was win at all costs, right? And it's like, why even be in that situation? Why would anyone, right? I know, I'm sure all of us have done it, but why would anyone want to be around someone that's win at all costs? They don't listen to anything you have to say. They don't care about your opinion. They don't care, right? Really about your emotions, if that's the case, right? So why would anyone in their right mind want to be around that, right? Like, it doesn't make sense, right? But we do it, yeah, just, I don't know, out of habit, out of comfort. I don't even know, right? But so maybe that's what you're coming out of, Cancer. Maybe you finally got fed up with someone like that, right? Oh, 5-5. Wow, I didn't even. Wow, 5-5-5. So you got the five, the healing, five, and five, right? 5-5-5, which is change, right? When you see like that angel number 5-5-5, it's like the change is coming. Like they're preparing you, right? Because I always would see that in threes, right? I would see the 5-5-5, the coyote would appear, which would be rare, but I'd always see that combination 5-5-5, the coyote and crows, right? A ton of crows swooping in as I'm driving or different things, right? Or I would see like a murderer crow with like 30 crows flying above me or something to show me that, yeah, the change is coming, it's on the way, so just prepare for it because there's no stopping it really, right? So I feel like, yeah. Wow, look at the South. So yeah, right? Healing journey, the South, right? Maybe you walk through that door. That welcome mat is like you welcoming yourself back to yourself, right? Like welcome home. Like, hey, we've been waiting for you. Why weren't you caring for yourself? Why were you negating? What's the word? Not negating. I don't know, abandoning yourself. Ah, man, there's a word I can't think right now. It's gonna bother me. Okay. Physical body, outlook, self image, life philosophy, consciousness, opinions, awakening, self awareness, arrival, expression, gateway, entry point. Yeah. So it feels like you're starting this journey of healing, of learning yourself again, right? Wow. And that was right, the song. That's how I started this whole reading because before I started, that song was coming through. Yes, I'm ready to learn to fall in love. So for you, it's with yourself, right? Yeah. So for everyone, I knew it was going to be slightly right? Different for everybody, but for some it's their walk with spirit, for some it's relationship, for some it's I guess with their self. So that's pretty cool. And what else? I think that's it for that. Let me see. Wow, 9, yeah. So something came to an end. 45 might be significant. Maybe you're July 5th, July 9th, July 4th, right? Maybe you're 45, 54. The number 9 might be significant, right? So, yep. Okay, Cancer. Thank you so much. Let me see. What did I miss? What did I miss? Hey, good morning, Carmen. Hope all is well. Indigo Dream, good morning. Hope all is well. Let me see. What else? What else? Mm, mm, mm. Neglecting. Yes, thank you. I don't know why I drew a blank. Yeah, neglecting. I have no clue why that word was escaping me. So who's next? Virgo? I think Virgo. Thank you so much. Indigo Dream. Neglecting. Don't neglect yourself. Yeah. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Carmen. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. All right, Indigo Dream. Take care. We'll see you. Let me see. Virgo, Virgo. Okay. Virgo. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Mm, 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 mm. Virgo. So what's the message for Virgo? Okay, so for Virgo, wow, okay. Virgo, uh synchronicities. Maybe you've been seeing a lot of synchronicities, right? 45, right? Maybe they both add up to 9, right? 45 is 9, 216 is 9, right? Maybe some of those numbers are significant. 216, um 3, right? 9, synchronicities, right? Everywhere, right? It seems like things are like, what? Like, how is this appearing on everything, right? So, when those kind of synchronicities to that level appear, it's kind of like they're showing you you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and also that they're communicating with you, right? Like you can pretty much ask anything and they're gonna show you, right? Or you've been asking for signs and they're showing you, right? So it's kind of like that, right? Like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You are being watched over, right? You are being communicated with. So maybe right now, right, Virgo, you've been seeing tons of synchronicities, tons of signs. Wow. And look at even this came out. Ninth house, right? Seeking. So maybe you've been seeking. That's why they've been showing, right? Oh, okay. Oh, wow, the song. Yes, I'm ready to learn. Maybe there's something that you're okay. I'm open. Show me foreign travel, adventure, higher education, customs, faith, beliefs, pilgrimages, spiritual quests, aspirations, journalism, religion, gurus, risk taking. So maybe it's even willing to like the fool, right? Taking that leap of faith, the fool's journey. Will your ex come back? I don't know. Look at the sign because right now I'm not doing any on this one. Answering questions. I don't think I would have time until the end, and I don't think I'm gonna do it today. So just look at your sign, whatever sign you are. We're on Virgo right now. Crafty. So yeah. So you Virgo, you got the Capricorn, the boss as well. Serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic, structured, traditional, wise, enduring, accomplished, badass, majestic, competent, prepared, down to earth, corporate, reserved, rigid, discipline, right? Maybe that's what you've been asking about. And so they've been showing you all the synchronicities to let you know that yeah, that it's a go for you, right? To go whatever ideas you may be having. Maybe you've been thinking of doing it like overseas or something, right? Going somewhere house, right? Maybe you're scouting a new location. Like, could I really make the move to this other place, other country, other state? Wow, even you got this. I forgot who else got this, but hey, you up? Hey, not every text deserves a response. Wow, 99. You gotta be kidding me. Because that's right, the ninth house. This adds up to nine. So wow, we're getting all these synchronicities just within your reading, right? So that's pretty amazing. Talk about synchronicities. Okay, so what else for Virgo? What else, Virgo? What else? What else? Mm, whoa, that one just flipped over. Maybe that. Maybe they're being very deliberate with the synchronicities they're showing. So be careful not to like you can even ask, "Oh, show me this," right? If you want me if I'm on the right path or something, show me this. So I think the synchronicities are very deliberate because it's saying, right, be careful not to, oh, every single little thing is a sign, right? You dropped your coffee, oh no, it's a sign. I can't go do that or something, right? Don't make it a message just because it was inconvenient. So let's say they already showed you, okay, yeah, it's a go. Let's say like that. You were okay, yeah, boom, go do this job. But then on the way you get a flat tire and you're like, oh, see, I wasn't supposed to go there. But it's an inconvenience, but it doesn't mean they're showing you no, don't go if they already told you to go, right? If that makes sense. So I know it's weird, but sometimes it's almost like that, testing to see how much you're willing to do to get there, right? It's a test to show you how strong you really are, how much um what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, just that you can overcome any obstacle, right? Obstacles are there, right? This might be significant. Maybe this is attached to, right? Like that's part of your journey, right? Really making sure you have people around you that are supportive, that, right? The vibes are off because you keep inviting goblins to dinner. So be careful. I think that goes perfectly with this one, right? Not every text deserves a response, right? Maybe it's time to be more selective with the company you keep. So I think that's kind of the message with that. Be more careful with the company you keep. Oh man, I don't think for wow, wow, yeah, you're probably not everybody could go with you on that journey, right? You're probably in this Empress energy right now. So not everyone was meant to come with you on this journey, right? So as you're attracting, right, you're in this Empress energy, you're probably attracting a lot more things to you. It's okay to have those boundaries up, right? It's okay to be like, nope, right? So, and maybe there's a little bit, wow, okay, I love this. So, yeah, because there you are. And that's, I think, the last card we got the Six of Cups, right? So maybe it is returning to something from your past. Maybe that's what you're seeking. You're trying to understand, right? With the boss, maybe you are someone that's meant to have your own business or do your own thing because we got the Six of Cups and then the Nine of Pentacles. It's funny because the 6 9 stood out to me, so very yin and yang. I don't know. Maybe there's a balance, right? I don't know. Maybe there is a partnership or something that just feels balanced, right? There's a balance there. Because that stood out to me, the like the yin and yang, right? Maybe you're someone that's balancing your masculine and feminine energy. There's something there, right? But yeah, I feel like you're meant to be the star, right? Whatever it is you're doing. And I got chills with that. And that's the number 8, right? And then the 6 of Pentacles. So Maybe you're being guided by spirit because that, right? Once you're in this position, you're gonna be able to help others as well, right? I don't feel like they're putting you in this position for no reason. So know that, I guess, is that whatever position you're being put in is because it's deserved, right? Someone sees something that maybe you don't even see. Just the fact that they're giving you all these synchronicities, they're guiding you for a reason, right? They're showing you the way because you're meant to be there, right? Because there's a bigger purpose, right? That we probably can't see in this physical reality, right? Wow. That's amazing. I didn't even know how many tiles there were in a domino set. So that's pretty cool. I like that. 55 plus one. Wow. That's you just gave me a synchronicity. So thank you. I love that. Wow. Okay. So yeah, and I feel bad because I think for Cancer, I might have not pulled out a spirit animal. So I'm gonna pull yours out first. Virgo. And if there's any Cancers watching, I'll pull out one for them too. I feel bad that I didn't get to. Wow. Wow. Man, that was a lot, but yeah, a lot of spirit animals came out for you. So, I mean, you already told me that, right? Foster Tongue, that you've been getting a lot of spirit animals appearing anyways, but yeah, Fox Spirit came out. Think on your feet. So maybe right now there's that 9 again. Wow, okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's funny. 27, 9. Fox Spirit, think on your feet. Yeah, so maybe right now you are very quick-witted, right? I think right now you're able to make decisions like bam. Just yeah, because Virgos are known for that, right? Virgos usually are very meticulous at right crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Everything has to be very perfect. Not maybe not for every Virgo, but a lot of Virgos I've known, right? They want to make sure things are right. But maybe right now it's like, yeah, you may still be that way, but you're able to make quicker decisions, which probably wasn't like you, if that's making sense, right? Like, boom. Like, so think on your feet. So, right now, and if you're not like that, maybe you need that energy. So, ask the Fox Spirit to help you with that, right? So, the Fox Spirit might be important for this rest of August if you need to make those quick last minute decisions, right? So, let me get the numbers real quick. Oh, I didn't know dominoes were used for divination. Wow. That's pretty cool. Okay, so 8. So for Virgo, the number 8, 35, right? You may be September 3rd, September 8th, September 5th. 35 might be significant. 53, right? One of those numbers. So yeah, I think that's it for that message. That was pretty cool. Let me see. So Cancer, I'm gonna pull a spirit animal. I'll put a timestamp to all this stuff. So I'll put like Cancer spirit animal. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't, right? I don't think I did. So either you're getting a double spirit animal or this is gonna be your spirit animal Cancer for the rest of August. What wants to come through? Wow, okay. Koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. So for Cancer, 35, which adds up to 8, spirit has a plan. So if you have any doubts, yeah, there it is. Look it, and it looks like someone wise, right? Like, hmm. Almost like if you ask them a question and they're like, really? Like, come on, you know. So trust, right? I feel like there's a lot of trust, right? Trust in spirit. Because spirit has a plan. Okay, so that's for Cancer, right? That's your spirit animal. I didn't want to leave you out. So who's Virgo, Libra, right? Libra. Okay. Let's go to Libra. Let's go to Libra. Okay. Spirit has a plan. Well, that makes sense for dominoes being used because, the regular cards are used for divination too, which are, I mean, they do have the four different suits, right? But, right, the spades, the hearts, the diamonds, the clubs, but I guess with numbers, right? So it makes sense that you could use dominoes for divination. And I'm sure it matters how they land or however they come out or something. I have to look into that though. Yeah, I'm curious if there's anyone with a video on YouTube of using the dominoes for divination. Okay, so Libra. Let's see. For the rest of August, what wants to come through for you? I feel like I took a long time because my incest is already incest, incent. Uh-oh, Libra. I don't know why that. I'm just playing. I'm playing. It's a joke. In how do you say? Did I wait? It is called in incense, right? Yeah. I don't know what the hell. I guess. Oof. Wow. Interesting. It's time, Libra. So I like that. 43. It's time. Seven. It adds up to seven. It's time. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. 43. And I'll give it an honorable mention because it did come out stuck to this card. Number 11, Star Family, True Love. True Love, number 11. That's funny because these two cards together, when you look at it like that, it's 143, which is, the number I love. The I love you. So there's a lot of love here, Libra, whatever it is. Maybe it's time for you to come into union, right? With someone from like, yeah, like I guess from the stars, right? Your star people. Whoever you agree to reunite with in this reality or something, right? Well, let's find out. Wow, that's amazing. It's time. The condor may be significant, right? I'll still pull out the spirit animal for you, but the condor, right? Very sacred animal. You might be from South America, something like that, right? Let me see. Wait, no, not yet. Not this one. Eighth, intimacy. Wow, yeah. So it's time, right? Maybe that there's a connection. Why can't I talk with you, Libra? What? Maybe you're getting tongue tied. Maybe there's like a connection coming in that makes you like right, like stutter with your words or something, right? Intimacy, maybe because there is that strong connection. 8-8. Wow, the 8-8, right? Maybe you met someone on 8-8. Maybe they came into your dreams. Investments, intensity, contracts, sex, erotic capital, secrets, mysteries, obsessions, inheritance, kundalini energy, stalking the underworld. So that's you, Libra. Okay, so that's starting to make sense because, all right. So maybe that, right? You have a lot of sexual energy right now. It's making you not be able to think of anything else kind of situation, right? But it feels very divine, right? Like from the stars, right? Star people, true or true. What was it? Star family, true love, right? Like you might meet someone and you're like, I already know you. I don't know. So this is interesting. This took a turn now. Wow. I feel like this is why this reading is happening for you, Libra, because maybe you're right now, you don't realize that there's this huge union right around the corner, but you're still in that, like, yeah, the energy you put out is screaming, don't talk to me. So how, or maybe, wow, there's all these hummingbirds right as I'm saying that. All these hummingbirds are started singing outside. So that's crazy. But look at, yeah, that's crazy. So many. So hummingbirds might be important to you. The energy you put out is screaming out, don't talk to me. So somehow I feel like maybe that's how you would know this star family isn't even gonna pay attention to that. It's almost gonna be cute to them that you're all standoffish, right? I think this is a warning to kind of come out of that because even this card, right? My trauma, my healing. Not every shadow work session needs a public announcement. Like you're keeping it to yourself, right? You're going through your own healing, your trauma, you're dealing with it on your own. But what you're not realizing is that because you're not expressing it, nobody probably really realizes what you're going through. Your energy is still speaking, right? Maybe you don't realize it. Like, hey, you're not doing nothing wrong. You're healing on your own. You're not bothering nobody. You're doing it at your pace, but it's still putting out that energy, right? Maybe you even have that the resting bee face without even realizing it. Like it's just coming out. This is interesting that this came out. Your vibration is yelling out settle. Maybe that's subconsciously, right? Like you're just exhausted with maybe you've been alone for a while, right? And that's why the sexual energy. So that makes sense, right? If you right haven't had that physical contact or something, right? There's a lot of sex drive inside, right? Subconsciously, or your body, not even subconsciously, your body's probably like, hey, I'm kind of feeling that urge, right? They say, like, what is it? Sex is the second strongest impulse of the body, right? Number one is to eat, right? Because obviously, or if not, we die. And the second is sex. So it's a strong drive, right? If you're feeling it, right? Sometimes those urges are pretty interesting. So what else? What else? Okay, I got that. I got that. But I feel like, yeah, there's definitely a union coming in. There's definitely a union coming in, and that it's gonna feel very familiar. You're gonna be like, why do I feel like I know you, right? Why do I feel like I know you already? Because you do, right? That's the thing. Because you do. All right, Libra. Let's see. Let's. Okay. Wow. Wow. It's interesting that this combination came out because it shows that you're that powerful, the magician, right? Libra, but you're that powerful that you could even create an illusion, right? You could create like a delusional illusion type world if you want. And the chariot came out too, which is you have the strength and power of free will. So what be careful with what you're creating, right? Manifesting, if you want to use that word, right? Because you can, especially at this time. Maybe that 8-8 Lionsgate, your energy was really on. There's that 8, right? So maybe you were really potent at that time, right? Maybe even that, your sexual energy, which is all sacral energy, is the energy of creativity, right? So that sexual energy even probably amplified your ability to create. So be careful not to create a false reality that you really don't want because of that. Wow. Right? You just want something already or something. So be careful to not create. Wow. Yeah. This is powerful, right? So it shows your ability to manifest, right? Speak it into existence, the throat chakra. That's deep. So wow. Okay, Libra. I mean, so I think that's the advice, that's the warning, and especially for the rest of August, right? Maybe you need to take some time, right? To be alone. To right to know, like to put yourself in check, like to know, hey, okay, I don't want to create nothing. I could speak things into existence right now. I don't want to create the wrong thing or call in the wrong thing, right? Yeah, maybe you're a Virgo cusper too, or But I think once you come out of that hermit mode and yeah, you're gonna call in something beautiful, right? The Ace of Cups, or that star connection's gonna find you, right? Star family, true love, right? It's gonna feel like you've known each other, right? Happy new beginnings, emotionally abundant, fulfilled, everything, right? So I think that's it for you. Let me get your spirit animal that you could call on during this time if you need assistance, or maybe you might literally see this spirit animal, right? Wow. So yeah, maybe before this connection, take some time to heal. So 5-5. We were just talking about that 5-5. There's that 5-5 snake spirit. Time to heal. 10, right? You have to complete your healing maybe before you go on into this new connection, right? And it's the progression, right? From 9, taking that time, hermit mode, to 5-5-10, right? Change and healing. Snake spirit. So yeah, don't be afraid of the snake. I don't know if you are, but right, snakes are powerful healers, right? They have all that good medicine to heal. So, right, and they shed the old skin, right? They shed the old skin and come out new. So, perfect. Okay, so that's it for you, Libra. Aside from the numbers, let me see. 9. Yeah, wow. So no more 9, right? Bringing that to an end. Maybe just a re-emphasis on that hermit, right? So maybe you're October 4th, October 5th, October 9th, maybe you're 45, 54. One of those numbers might be significant, right? Let me know if that resonated. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. Let's see what comes through for you. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Wow, I love it. Right? Because you're a water sign, Scorpio, Mother Earth. I know I had an interesting message when this card came out for somebody else, but I'm gonna see where it takes us with you, Scorpio. 20. Maybe you're I don't know if November 20th is still Scorpio, maybe November 20th or October 20th. I think it would be November 20th, right? Would still be Scorpio, Mother Earth. So yeah, maybe it's been storming where you're at. Mother Earth is speaking to you somehow. Maybe you feel like there's a storm within you right now. All that primal energy, right? Nature. Let me see, Scorpio. Why the Mother Earth card? Yeah, wow. Okay, maybe yeah. There's some kind of internal battle. You can't vibe your way out of accountability. I don't know. Do the work. But hey, I like this because it's like your spirit guides, your ancestors, they're telling you to, hey, no, there's no just smudging and nah. If there's something you need to be accountable for, then you need to be accountable for it. Right? That's it. Plain and simple, plain as day. There's something you need to be accountable for. You just have to be accountable for it, you know? What else for Scorpio? Scorpio. Wow, Taurus. Oh. Maybe some of you feel like, what do I have to be accountable for? Being sexy or something like that? I don't know. That's funny. Taurus, the bombshell. Earthy, practical, steadfast, productive, fertile, tactile. Be careful. Fertile, tactile, ample, right, worthy, ripe, pleasure seeking, sensuous, blooming, solid, possessive, tenacious, loyal, patient, deliberate. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. There's even in a right, like sometimes you got to be careful, right? Like if you mislead, right? Like if you use looks or stuff to get stuff, then obviously there's something you have to be accountable with that, right? To not mislead people, do things like that. Cause it was funny that I heard that. Um, so yeah, I thought it was just a joke, but now I see where that's heading, right? Maybe, yeah, you gotta be careful, right, with that. Cause it is funny, but okay, that was funny. Okay, so let me see. Wow. Okay, see, there's something. Wow. Okay, so let me find this out real quick. It's almost like I'm hearing with great power comes great responsibility. So, however that is, right? If you're someone that is attractive and you use looks to get things, but there's a misleading with that, or if you're someone that's in a position of power, right? And you use that, like there's just some kind of accountability, right? And it's kind of like a warning, like, and that Mother Earth, yeah, because there's something within. It's making sense in my head. I'm trying to see if I can explain that correctly. But there is something you're kind of not being on the up and up with, but it feels like it might be getting into your head, right? Like, damn, maybe you're starting to have a conscience about that. Because I did get this, right? So this is your energy, the star, nine of pentacles, right? So maybe you're very magnetic at this time. And it's funny that the Taurus, the bombshell came out, right? And it's almost like, well, it's not my fault, right? It's not my fault. Maybe you say that too, right? Maybe you talk to friends or someone and you're like, well, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. But there's an accountability, right? Like all these things that we get in this world, we could use, like that. Like when some people, I mean, it's kind of interesting sometimes, right? But I've seen it where people will use, right, like their looks or stuff to bring awareness to, right, like doing activism or different things like that, right? People could use things in a different way, but see, for you, the seven of swords and nine of swords came out. So there is something that maybe you did do that you're feeling remorseful about, right? Maybe you caused someone more pain than you wanted to because you wanted to get something out of it and then you didn't realize that you were damaging someone in some way, right? And to you it's like, well, it's not my fault. Someone took it the wrong way. It's not my fault, right? But hey, like technically I get what you're saying, but that's the message that this it's almost like that. Well, hey, great power comes great responsibility, right? With great power comes great responsibility. That's what I keep hearing, right? So, and even this, right? Like, right? Maybe it's just your charisma, right? You're so charismatic that you got to be, yeah. Is it technically your fault that people take things the wrong way? Maybe it isn't, right? Maybe that you're one of those people that are like, well, I'm just honest, and but you right? The scorpion, right? You're stinging people with your words or stuff. There's something there that the spirit world is seeing you as someone that has, because right, with great power comes great. I kept hearing that with great power comes great responsibility. So clearly, you know, to some people they see you like this, like a star. So whatever Scorpios I'm connecting with. So you do have to. You don't have to do anything, but if it hasn't hit you yet, maybe at one point you're gonna be remorseful or something, right? Something's gonna take a wrong turn that if it hasn't already, that you're gonna be like, well, it wasn't my fault. But then and you're gonna be like, you can't smudge your way out of that one. You know what I mean? Something. So, so whatever that is, this is like the fair warning, right? And it's your choice. And look at that, right? It's like someone that could have the world in the palm of their hands, but there's a responsibility to it. So choose wisely, right? That's kind of what I'm getting. Interesting, Reed. Thank you for this, Scorpio. And maybe you're fighting your nature, right? Maybe you're naturally this way, right? But there's that thing of you're smart as well. So you know what that means, right? Maybe you're naturally, but hey, that's what this earth school is, right? We learn all these things, right? It's not your fault, but that's kind of like the interesting. I like this. Hey, Brittany. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, anyone that hasn't, go check out Brittany's too. We did it live, so if you want to check out her channel, you could click on that and subscribe to her channel too. And the collaborations, right? We did a live recently, so check out Brittany's channel. So for you, just extra confirmation, Scorpio. Bam, the starfish, open to infinite possibilities, right? And what came out for you? The star. So maybe they're warning you like before, not so much like warning, but advice, right? Yeah, I guess it is a warning. Maybe you're about to step into this spotlight and they're telling you already, hey, be careful. You're gonna have a lot of influence over people. You're gonna have this, you're gonna have that. If you don't already, so you're aware enough that you would be kind of held accountable in the spiritual sense, right? So know that in the court of the spirit world, you would be, and then that would affect you, right? But yeah, I mean, it's good news, but just know, right? With great power comes great responsibility, and it's not to shy you away because it feels like it's something you're meant to be in the spotlight or be this, right? Whatever it is. So it might be different for all of you. 59, which is 14, which adds up to 5, the number of change, right? Maybe sacred geometry at this time is important to you. So yeah, okay, on that note, Scorpio, let me keep it moving. Oh, the dice. So yeah, 10. Wow, yeah, completion 5 and just more fives, right? 10, so it might be November 5th, November 10th, right? November 1st, maybe 55, right? Number of changes are happening, so prepare. You've been I don't know, being warned sounds more like oof, but it's more like you've been I guess, yeah, alerted. I don't know, whatever. But you get it. Okay. All right, so on that note, Sagittarius, let's go. I feel like it's fine. I wasn't in a rush today, so I was kind of just going with the flow. So, but let me get to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Whoa. Ah. Sagittarius 44 offering. So maybe right now, don't forget, maybe you're already in a good place, right? Your ancestors have your back, right? The eagle might be significant. The eagle is considered the king of the birds, right? So, in native culture is the great spirit, right? The eagle. So maybe you're definitely being watched over, right? I got chills right now. You're being watched over. Oh, 44 is 8 as well, right? So the great spirit offering, right? Don't forget to give those offerings, right? Just be filled with gratitude, right? So let's find out what's going on with you that offering. The snow might be significant. Maybe you remember things about the snow. Let me see. Wow, okay, nothing wants. Hmm. Square, wow. And that's funny because four, it makes me think of four too, right? Four sides. The square challenge. Wow, okay. Creates tension, stalls, sounds the alarm, motivates, pressures into, frustrates, demands, struggles, reorients, hurts, works out, reconciles. Wow, there's a lot of hurts, reconciles, works out, reorients, struggles. Interesting, the words there. So are you overcoming a challenge? Are you being challenged for your growth? What's going on with the challenge? Why? Maybe you've been seeing 444, right? Because we got 44, then the square with the four sides. So 444 might be popping up. Maybe you need to challenge yourself more because it's saying manifest equals avoiding work. Ugh, deadline. Stop saying you're manifesting when you're really just daydreaming and avoiding action. So Sagittarius, right? And we know that the action is that Eight of Wands, which is Sagittarius, I believe, right? So it's interesting because it's almost like you're avoiding what you would normally do. So what are you trying to manifest rather than doing, Sagittarius? That's interesting. Maybe you are kind of supposed. In this case, I'm getting maybe you've been like taking little side quests, right? And you're not sticking to what you're supposed to do. See you, yeah, main quests and then quest lists. You're not behind, you're just on side quest number 47. Oh, what? Have I always been reading this wrong? Wow. Wow, wow. I don't know. I don't know why it just clicked now. You're not behind, you're just on side quest number 47. So the main quest is there, but you just keep going through here, through there, through everywhere. Wow. Okay. So maybe that's what it is. You are taking action with things, which is like you, but you're not taking action with what you're supposed to be taking action on. Maybe something you agreed to already, right? So that's pretty funny. Wow. Side quest 47. Geez, okay. I get it though. I can't say I've never done things like that. That's pretty funny. Wow, okay, yeah. So it's reconnecting with something you're supposed to be doing, right? Yeah. Something you're supposed to be doing. Wow. Is it a connection? Interesting. But maybe, yeah, that to spirit, right? What you agreed to. That made sense. That's what I had said, right? That's the marriage card, right? But see, it could be like that marriage to your purpose, right? Remember your soul mission, right? Yeah. Wow. Because maybe there is like a higher calling. You could enjoy this life, but don't forget that higher calling, like what you agreed to, right? Maybe there is a little bit of learning you have to go into right now. Marriage, compromiso, right? What you agreed to. Connection to the divine. Wow. So maybe yeah, it's kind of going back to hey, there's something you said you were gonna do. Why haven't you done it? Explain that to me. Wow. So maybe on your quest, whatever you were supposed to do, but maybe it was one of your side quests, something ten assorted you, right? And because of that, you've been trying to distract yourself and doing all these other things. That's how these side quests started, just trying to distract yourself, right? Interesting. Okay, explain this one. I think you're meant to step into this. That's kind of what they're asking you right now, which is like leader energy, right? Someone that's willing to take that risk and, you know, with that fire energy, right? Like fast movement, passionate, strong. So, but you're still kind of undecided. I think it's gonna be that, right? Like putting on that blindfold and just surrendering to spirit, right? Not necessarily right or left. It's about just like, okay, I'm ready, right? Like, wow, and there's that song again. With the song that start, I heard it right away as I said that. Okay, I'm ready. I heard that song. Yes, I'm ready to learn. So yeah, there's a lot of like, wow, that song was the perfect song. I was like, I thought this whole readings were gonna be about love or something because of that song. And look at what's under the world. So yeah, so the world's under, right? Which is yeah, all this stuff is yeah, has come to a completion, right? It's time to start that new journey. It's funny because it was your original journey, but it's like starting that original journey like new, right? Like okay, now start after your side quest 47 is done. Now start the original journey, right? Coming back to that. Maybe there is gonna be some kind of connection in that, right? Let me see. Let me ask. Just because I feel a little like on the feminine side, like you do have to you do have to nurture that aspect as well. You can't just I think they want it to be a surprise. I asked about a new connection and then the Wheel of Fortune. So I mean the Wheel of Fortune would be like, yes, even though it's a maybe card, right? 10, something's complete, right? The world 10, the Wheel of Fortune, right? I think it's like they're just being cute, so to speak, like the spirit world, right? I don't know, they like being called that, but it's like it's a surprise, right? The Wheel of Fortune, but that almost gives me yes vibes, right? So, but I'll honor that. If that's what they want to say, then hey, it's a surprise. It's a surprise, Sagittarius. Okay, so what spirit animal can you connect to? Wow, this is one of my favorite spirit animals. Know your worth. The skunk 54, because the skunk is fearless, right? You see it, it'll go up against a bear, it doesn't care. Which the sad part is, I always see them run over. Well, I used to, you know what? It's been a while now, but I would always see them run over because they're so confident. They'll just walk out into the street and then bam, they get run over. But one of my favorite, right? And they're pretty funny when they dance, right? When they see you and then they start dancing like to scare you off. Pretty interesting because they don't really want to spray you, but they're showing you that they will. And they'll start doing this funny dance, right? So 54, skunk spirit, know your worth, right? Know your worth. I love it. Yeah, one of my favorite, definitely one of my favorite spirit animals. So, hey Kobe, yeah, Leo was the first one, cause yeah, for the birthday, right? Happy birthday, Leo. So yeah, just rewind it all the way, and that's Leo was the first one. Oh wow, the questers. That's funny. Yeah, the dance is cool. Oh man, did I get it on video before? I feel like I did, but I would have to look for it. Yeah, because I was seeing it and then it didn't see me, and then when it saw me, it was like, what? And then it puts its tail up and it starts doing this little like showing me like, hey, I'll spray you, but it looked like dancing. It's pretty funny. So for yeah, Sagittarius, the number three came out, right? So you might be December 2nd, December 3rd, December 1st, right? 21, maybe 21, right? I don't know. Maybe you're gonna gamble and bam, 21. I don't know. I'm not saying go gamble, but I'm just saying like that's funny. Or maybe you did recently, right? 21. Or you're just gonna feel like you hit the jackpot, right? Maybe 21. Something, right? With whatever choice you make or things like that. So, okay. On that note, Sagittarius, let's move to thank you. Yeah, and let's move to Capricorn. So, Capricorn, 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 Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Let's see what comes out for you. Man, I feel like I'm thinking like 20 things at once. I'm just like, brrr, and I think that's why I kept saying Capricorn, Capricorn, because I'm trying to focus. I don't even know where my mind went right now. I was thinking like all these things that, yeah, it's so funny. Oh, Capricorn. Okay, maybe that's your energy right now. Maybe you're thinking of a bunch of things at once, trying to multitask. Brrr. Maybe you need to get a little more focus with one thing, right? That was weird. Okay. Wow. That's so funny because this came out right in the beginning. The Shadow 25. So Capricorn, you might be having to deal with this before it gets too big, right? Maybe that's why your mind is like racing or just all these thoughts at once. And maybe focus, right? One thing at a time. Boom, 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 boom. Make a list, get it done, right? Learn from your fellow Earth sign Virgo, right? Make that list. Check it twice. All that good stuff. The shadow, right? So it's a warning to either something has already snowballed right into this big bear that you need to address finally because or it's warning you before something gets to the size of a huge rushing grizzly bear or monstrous bear or whatever, address it, right? Is it something to do with that? Something from the past? Too many chords, right? That's part of your shadow work to focus on what's in front of you, what's present, right? Rather than having all these chords, right? Because I'm even feeling some kind of anxiety with that. Maybe you're making yourself anxious and it's gonna show up like this one day, right? From small anxieties to a full blown panic attack. Because yeah, stop looking for closure, start looking for chocolate. Maybe, yeah, just, I don't know, maybe each chocolate becomes the closure. Okay, this is the closure I never got. Okay, there it is. That's done. Eat the next chocolate. That's that. Okay, I put that behind me. I don't know. That's pretty funny. So, yeah, stop looking for closure, start looking for chocolate. That's so funny because last night, I don't know what the hell happened to me. I don't have Capricorn that I know of. I got to look at my chart, but um, I know we're all the signs, but I'm saying like in my birth chart, I don't know if I have Capricorn. But anyways, I was eating snacks last night. I don't know what came over me with I was just like eating snacks. Pretty interesting. Whoa, look at oh my God, you can't make that stuff up. Look at that. Wow. What did I say about the cord cutting? And there it is. That's not a soul tie. That's a lesson you ignored twice. See? So that's the shadow work. And wow, look at even this kind of looks. I know they're like more ghosts, but they look shadowy, right? So that's so funny. Wow, I love when they confirm it, right? Like right away. So yeah, so definitely Capricorn. That could be one of your things. Give yourself a little ritual to let go of those things, whether it's eating chocolate, whatever it is that symbolizes or is symbolic of you cutting those ties, right? It's you or the bear. I like that. That's pretty funny. You or the bear. Put on the bear suit. I like the bear is a strong spirit animal. And that when that happened to me, that was a dream I had. And I was like in this cabin and there was these huge mountains and the bear was rushing and everyone was like, I remember there was a younger person with me and I don't know, someone else. And I had to get the rifle. And I remember I didn't want to because I love bears. That was the only time ever. And I shot the bear and boom, like as it was about to break down, run right over the whole cabin. I remember I woke up all like in my feelings because I was like, I had to shoot a freaking bear. Like, no. Like I love the bears, right? But I got it, right? It was like yeah, it was like some kind of shadow, right? It was crazy. Yeah. So that was from a dream I had, right? That shadow thing, right? But aspects of ourselves, right? So it was pretty interesting. Anyways, yeah, my apologies. Let me get back to it. Oh, wow. Your ancestors did not survive plagues for you to text your ex. Wow. So, yeah, maybe just too many cords. It's time to start cutting those cords, right? The shadow. So maybe that's a shadow, right? Connections to all these different exes. You know what I mean? Different things like that. How can you move forward in your life if you still have all these cords attached to you, right? Like picture someone walking like that with all these chains dragging, and each chain represents like one of their exes, right? And they're coming towards someone new, and they're like, "Hey," and then the new person is like, "Uh, I'm gonna go this way," right? I just saw a whole little video play out in my head, so that's comedy, right? So there's some shadow work that has to happen with that. So funny. It showed me a whole freaking movie for you, Capricorn. That's crazy. That is crazy. Wow, the numinous mystery. Maybe you're taking your driving test. I don't know why that always reminds me of the driver test. Read line number 3, read line number 4, cover one eye. So the unknown, the ESPC. Wow. So maybe you're really tapped in at this time. It's time to no excuses, right? The numinous, the unknown, the unknowable, ESP, psychic abilities, the cosmos, universal truth, oneness, source, the unnameable, shadow work. Wow. I love it. The shadow work. Wow. Okay. So just so many confirmations here. Inner knowing, tingling, ghosts, other world, space, enigmas, the occult, intuition, shadow work, man. It's time to go deep, deep. Capricorn. That's what I'm getting for you. It's time to go deep, deep. Cause yeah, maybe yeah, it's turned to the size of this raging huge bear, and if it hasn't popped up yet, it's about to. So I would say get it before it does, right? Get it before it does, right? Shadow work. So right now you're definitely being called to do that shadow work to understand why. I mean, it feels like they already kind of gave you the hint, right? It feels like there's too many chords. You don't release things when they're done, right? Like, let's say it's work and something, right? And you're still concerned with that or different things that just that you have to put to rest, right? And I got a headache on mine. I don't know why it affects your feminine side. Maybe that's a feminine trait to hold on to things, right? Just maybe it's a natural nurturing kind of thing. I don't know, but yeah, see, it went away now that I said that because it felt like something punched me again in that left eye. I forgot why she used the name left eye, right? But I guess it has to be something spiritual because she was really knowledgeable, right? Left eye, and I keep every time I'm getting those weird things, it's like someone's punching me in my left eye, and then it goes away. So I don't know. That's funny. Yeah, so that picking a path, right? See, it's like leaving the other two wands behind, grabbing that wand and moving forward, right? And Aries is the first sign, right? So it's boom, the kind of maybe you are meant to set the new path, right? Start something, show others how to do it, right? Be the light. Be the light, right? Especially after having conquered such a huge shadow, then you're gonna know how to teach others how to do it as well, right? Prevision, the third eye. That's pretty deep. Wow. Okay. So let me see. Let me see. Wow. Okay. Maybe there's a Leo because I asked if this is you, but this isn't you. So maybe this Queen of Wands energy is gonna help you on your path, right? You'll know they're gonna be someone charismatic, right? Maybe a little witchy kind of thing, right? They're gonna help, right? Maybe a Leo that helps you, right? Very confident in what they know, right? That all that solar plexus, and then yeah, maybe after that you're gonna go through like a mini death and rebirth, and oh wow, that was crazy. It felt like I just saw that little figure move, right? Like he was standing up, so that was crazy. Or she, I don't know, it's he, she, but yeah, wow. And balance. I don't know. When you come out of this, you're gonna feel more balanced. Whatever it is, right? A little mini death and rebirth. You're gonna feel more balanced after that. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So anything else for Capricorn before we go? Ah, yeah. I mean, it's not bad because it's kind of what we've seen the tower. Yeah. Maybe it's a tower moment that makes you look for someone to like. Okay, there. Maybe this is almost like yeah, a therapist, a counselor, a life coach, just or just someone an elder in a way, right? Someone that knows how to that's been there, right? That knows how to give the point you in the right direction, right? So maybe that tower moment's gonna hit. That's why I'm trying to say, hey, get ahead of it. The tower moment's gonna be what pushes you into that shadow work of it. Cause it's there, right? Whatever Capricorns are resonating with this, it's there. It's not going anywhere, it's just getting bigger. So either you address it, there is no hiding from the fact that it's there. And you know it's there. So there's no hiding from it. Like and I got chills when I said that. So I feel like that's my wow. Yes, wow. See, all this is meant for your highest good because you're meant to be this, the King of Pentacles. Because I asked if this is you, and yes, so this is you, King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Wow, and look at your fellow Earth signs. Maybe that look at them or ask them questions, right? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Maybe they're gonna be assisting you on this journey. But yeah, this is meant to be you. So all this tower, all this stuff is happening for your highest good. So you have to address that shadow before you can move fully forward, right? So that makes sense. Okay. Wow, that was beautiful. So okay. Yeah, on that note, let me see what spirit animal is gonna be good to connect with at this time. What spirit animal will guide you for this rest of August? Wow. See? After all that shadow work, it's kind of like the swan, right? Look at 60. Swan spirit, time for a deep dive. Wow. But at the same time, right, that deep dive, the shadow work, that what did I tell you? I literally used that word, right? You have to go deep, right? It's time to go deep. Yeah. You have to really find out why. Why do you keep doing that? Why do you hold on to all these connections from the past? Is it traumas from your childhood? You're afraid. What is that called? Where abandonment issues or abandonment wounds or whatever it is, right? All those things. 60. My six has to do with family and all. Maybe it has to do with family. The reason you have all these abandonment wounds or wanting to hoard things or all these things, right? Like you got to dive deep to understand that shadow, right? So the swan might help you with that. Because, to me, the swan also represents transformation, right? Isn't that the story of the ugly duckling, right? Who at the end of the day was really a swan, a beautiful swan. So let me know if that resonates. See. Wow. Yeah, 10. Yeah, it's time to finish this journey so you can move forward. So you might be January 4th, January 6th, January 10th, right? You might be 46, 64. One of those numbers might matter. And on that note, Aquarius. Okay, so we got Aquarius, then Pisces, and we are done. Okay. Oh, that's funny. There it is. Transform into a swan. Jump in the water. Wow, Aquarius, this is crazy. This is crazy. I got chills with this one, Aquarius. 34, line in the sand. This is all about morals, about you having, right, your own integrity intact, right? When I had this vision, right, it's really creepy because it was like that, right? Like the person that I met in the vision, I knew was like the devil, right? The Lucifer, Satan, the devil, however you want to call it. And I wasn't willing, and it was like that. He was trying to say like I was gonna join him or something, and I was like, no, right? And I even thought I'm not gonna make it out of here alive. They're gonna kill me before I leave, but they didn't want to kill me. They just wanted me to join them, and I refused, right? So when I woke up, I felt great, right? The line in the sand, right? It was one of those. It was almost like, oh, don't you want all this, right? Like the fancy stuff. Don't you want all this? I will give to you. So for some reason, Aquarius, it feels like it's a big line in the sand. Like, are you gonna cross over that line? Are you willing? Are you for sale in a way with your morals, your integrity? Feels like a huge decision to make at this time. Something that's important to you, right? Are you willing to compromise that? Which doesn't feel like compromise in the good sense, like, oh, we could compromise. No, it feels like something that will question your values and integrity and all that stuff, right? Yeah, see? Your guides even said no, but you heard maybe. So I don't know why it's almost like that person in the back. See, I got chills. She is on the other side of the line, right? But she's kind of leaning towards almost like she's almost in both sides, right? And even that guy, right? He's stepping over the line. Like he's already in both sides, but she's like, all right, I'm kind of leaning towards. I like what you're selling, right? So your guides already said no, but you're thinking, well, maybe I can make this work. So it's up to you. It's up to you, whatever this is, decision that somehow maybe it's that, right? Maybe it's being in a partnership that wasn't good for you. Maybe I could do this. Like someone, right? Let's say you're not with a ex anymore and someone thinking, well, we could still just be casual hookups or do this or that or something, right? But it's not, you don't see like there's something deeper, right? Maybe they are attached to something, right? Like that you don't see, right? That's why the spiritual is almost stepping in like, hey, we already told you no because we see something you don't see. So why aren't you listening? So this is kind of the Aquarius energy. Wow. See, and I said of that about maybe being with something next. You got the cord cutting card too, so that's funny. Yeah, something you're not trying to release. I never seen. Oh yeah, I have got this card once. That's so funny. Clean your room. That's the message, right? But it feels like that, decluttering things, right? Like no, if something's because right when you clean your room, you throw things away too, right? Sometimes if they're there, right, like trash, of course you're gonna throw it away. That means it's done. It's out of there. You put it in the garbage. The truck takes it and it's gone. You're never gonna see it again. So why don't we treat things like that, right? Like connections that at that time, yeah, it is kind of garbage to our soul or things, right? And of course, hold up your boundaries. Boundaries aren't mean, they're spiritual fences. So this is sacred space, right? Imagine they're trying to take you from here, right? From here to here, right? Pretty interesting. I wasn't expecting this, but hey, interesting so far. Aquarius. Interesting. Passion. Wow. Okay. Fifth house passion. Five, right? Number of change. There it is again. 55, which has been coming out throughout this reading, right? Even Foster Town said 55. So 55 has been significant performance, entertainment, creativity, costume play, love affairs, joy, pleasure, parties, children, humor, romance, disco ball. Yeah. The Seven Swans fairy tale. I never heard that. I gotta look it up. Fifth, yeah. So performance, yeah. So what is it about that? Maybe there's something, yeah. Because the energy you spend in something else, you might be using to follow your own passions, right? Like something, because there's creativity there. So, right? Wasn't there, or what was it? Yeah, creativity. Yeah. So maybe there's something there. Let me see. So Aquarius. Why is Aquarius kind of being warned about this line in the sand situation? What is it about this? Oh God, that one flew out like crazy. So it felt like that message. Wow, yeah. See, maybe it's one of those kind of messages. The Empress came out, so it's almost like right, someone wanting you to like. Maybe they know how you have all this energy, creative energy right now, right? And they want you to go with them, maybe to help them build their empire rather than you being right in this Empress energy. Interesting. Yeah, my crown did the tingling thing, so I feel like there's something with that, right? Maybe someone wanting to use your energy because they know, energy. That's really like at the end of the day, that's the biggest currency we have. Everything in this universe is energy, right? That's really the most potent currency, right? How do you make money? Well, you give it your time, your energy, then you make money, right? And all this stuff. How do you anything, create a song, make a painting, write a book, read a book? Everything is energy, 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 whatever we give energy to, right? So that's kind of what it feels like. Like something is still stealing your energy if it's taking your energy, right? So that's kind of that line in the sand. Wow, look it. And there's that five again. Maybe it will create conflicts when you're like, nope, I've decided to go this way. Maybe there is conflicts in that. But no is a complete sentence. No. Why is it creating? Wow. See? No. What did I say? No, walking away. And then something trying to rush in, maybe trying to convince you. Sagittarius energy, passion, or maybe that's again you following your own passion because passion did come out. Wow. So maybe that it's you walking away and then following your own passions, right? Wow. After all this, like maybe yeah, that ignites some kind of fire in you to follow your own passions, right? Wow, this is crazy. Wow, I love it though because it's very clear. Let me find out real quick. So is this Knight of Wands you Aquarius or is it? I think it's both because since Passion had already came out, yeah, it's you. It's you grabbing the right the chariot, grabbing the reins of the chariot and making it go in the direction you want it to go. You have the power and strength of free will. So your free will is to draw that line in the sand and be like, nope. Although I appreciate the offer, I regret. I regretfully inform you, or however, that I will not be joining you. Yeah, interesting. Wow. Yeah, I love it. Bam. This is sacred space. So yeah, you're feels like. I mean, it looks like you're choosing that, right? So maybe yeah, to you, you were like not willing to cross that line. Like, nah, that's not for me. I'm very like set on that, right? So the number that came, oh shoot, I didn't pull. I'll pull out the animal right now, but nine, right? So yeah, 9:45. Maybe yours, um, February 4th, February 5th, February 9th, right? 45:54. Let me pull out the spirit animal real quick. Let me see. Spirit. Whoa, wow. I love it. Number five again. Jeez, what's up with all these 555, right? So maybe you've been seeing 555. It's but five bat spirit. A rebirth is assured. So yeah, you're on the precipice of a rebirth, right? Wearing your little. Well, that's an interesting. I have never seen anything like. I don't. I like it a lot. The little crown thing. It almost looks like it has a little bat on it. And look at the bat smiling. Wow. Kind of looks like a chihuahua, huh? Like a chihuahua with wings. That's funny. The little smiling chick. Yeah. So not to say that that's like what you know. But yeah. Anyways, that's so funny. But you're smiling, right? Aquarius. That's what matters. So rebirth is assured. So yeah, that's it for Aquarius. Now, last but not least, Pisces. All right. I love it. So good things for this August, right? It's good. I like when they don't sugarcoat it, right? It's like, hey, and then I have to do my job and not sugarcoating it too, right? Just being blunt with it, like, hey, well, this is what they're showing. There you go. I like, yeah. We regret to inform you, but you have been denied. Yep, exactly, exactly. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. I like it though. So you going through? I don't know. Maybe there was something eerie about that person you were dealing with, Aquarius, that just made you like, yeah, I'm okay, right? I think I'm gonna take my chances elsewhere. Like, yeah. And maybe that other lot of other people follow, right? It was like I remember it was huge back in the days where those people that it was really just a pyramid scheme. They would start off like I remember by my house, the thing was called 2x2.net, right? I mean, man, ages ago. And everyone was driving by with that thing on their car, right? And then I think the owner at the top had like a Ferrari and everything, and then they were trying to sell it, like, right? And so, yeah, it was a pyramid scheme, but like on a big scale. I think it even came out in the news eventually. But yeah, right? It was like all the people that followed that, boom, right? But yeah, it was like a pyramid scheme, like a gigantic pyramid scheme. It was pretty funny. I mean, it's funny, not probably for the people that put money into it, but yeah. Wow, Pisces. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm cool on that. I remember Coolio was saying that before he passed away. The rapper Coolio. So 23, last but not least, Pisces 23, that which is five also. Narrow is the path. So maybe you're on that path too. Like you're like maybe you've been finding feathers. Pisces, right? Narrow is the path. Maybe that's what it feels like right now. Like you know what? You made your decision and you're walking down a path. Not everybody is meant to, right? Walk beside you, but even right, maybe your spirits, the angels are guiding you, right? Like that orb, something is helping you, right? Guiding you. But see, there's really not a room for anyone to walk beside you, but you're being guided, right? The crown lit up, the golden orb leading you, right? Which is probably one of your ancestors, an angel, spirit guide, right? So there, it feels like there's a lot of divine. I even heard divine intervention. So divine guidance. Oh, divine intervention. That one just flopped out. When they flop out like that, it feels very. Well, I don't know. Maybe that. Yeah, you're not really listening to what others have to say. You're following kind of like not just the beat of your own drum, but the guidance, right? Yeah, you know something's guiding you, so you're following it. Look at astrology isn't a personality disorder. So maybe you were dealing with someone that there you go with your crazy or even stupid. They're like, oh, that's stupid. You and your astrology, you and your cards, you and your this. But these tools are like roadmaps, right? That's why I love birth charts, and because I didn't learn about none of that till after the fact. I didn't learn about my birth chart till I had already studied myself and everything, and then I was like, whoa, this makes sense. This makes sense. So I learned after the fact. So to me, I guess if you want to call it a privilege, I have the privilege of seeing that, oh, wow, it did make sense after. It didn't shape my life because I didn't even know about it till after. And then I saw that it did resonate, right? So to me, yeah, it makes sense. But there's still people that are like, you're manifesting it because you believe in that zodiac stuff or you believe in the astrology. But what do they say? It's like they say millionaires don't believe in astrology, billionaires do, or something, or billionaires follow astrology, millionaires don't, something like that. Let go or be dragged. Wow. Wow. Okay. So you're definitely needing to, well, maybe that's part of it, right? The narrow is the path. It's time to go take it however you want. Either you're the one driving that cart about, like, hey, let me go, or get dragged, right? You're either like, hey, where I'm heading, you can't go. Narrow is the path. Or you're the one holding on and hey, you need to let go and go on your narrow path because you got things to do, right? So that's pretty funny. So take that one how it could go one of two ways, right? Ah ha ha. Yeah, see? Wow, you can't smudge away bad decisions. This could be someone else. I'm almost feeling for some of you, this could be someone else that's like, maybe they regret that. Maybe they regret that but if it is you, again, right? With you, I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling like half and half Pisces, right? Some of you are the one that made the bad decision. Some of you are the ones that, hey, no, you're the one walking away. And someone you leave them to their own devices, right? So take whichever side of that you're on, right? But narrow is the path. That's the good thing that some of you have decided to narrow is the path. Wow. Yeah, yeah. That's funny. That's interesting. Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you after. Let me see. Neptune dreams. So maybe things have been coming to you in dreams right now. Clear messages, right? Imagination, memories, the subconscious, self-sacrifice, ideals, universal love, visions, meditation, spirituality, comparison, empathy, fantasies, escapism, the ether, enchantment, confusion, veils, magic, right? So, like I said, half and half. Maybe some of you are very clear right now, right? Universal love, that's jumping out at me. Maybe some of you are very tapped in right now to the universe. I'm feeling something on the throat, so maybe some of you do have things you want to say, or maybe that it's part of that. Like really kind of that the same. Maybe you're a cusper with Aquarius, putting your drawing that line in the sand and saying, "Hey, this is how it is," vocalizing that, right? But definitely pay attention to your dreams right now. I feel like you're gonna be getting messages in your dreams. Yeah, and I keep feeling things on my throat, so I feel like something wants to communicate, right? And it's gonna communicate directly with you. So get right or get left. Absolutely. That's right. Okay, so what else for Pisces? Whoa, man, they're flopping out for you. Wow. See? Wow, 100%. See? You're either that's you, right? Get right or get left. Whatever you're telling people, right? And there's again that Aquarius energy, right? So whether you're a cusper or not, that Aquarius energy is showing up for you for sure. Maybe you're gonna be very like to the point, like, hey, look it, this is who I am. This is the path I'm on. It's very narrow if you want to follow me, because clearly, right, it's not about. There's really not a room there to walk side by side. But hey, you could. I'm walking there. You could follow behind me if you want, because that's where I'm going. I'll even show you the way. But or it's even that you don't have to come with me, but respect that this is what I'm doing, right? And we could still be friends, right? Yeah, that's crazy. And this, yeah, is someone that says what they think, right? It just jumped out at me. A person that says what they think, very direct, very intelligent, analytical, person that has suffered, right? So they know, right? They've suffered, they've lost things, everything, right? They've gone through it. So that's how they got their knowledge, right? So that's you, Pisces. Look at as I lift the deck. I think that there's gonna be a lot of emotional fulfillment once you step into who you are, right? Very clear on your path, right? Your path. You know that the path wasn't meant for everyone. And like that saying, if it was easy, everyone would do it. So you're clearly not cut from the same cloth if you're walking on this path. Look at see, but you know where it's leading you. Nine of Pentacles, prosperity, all the good stuff. All the good stuff, right? Sometimes this energy gets me a little right, but in this sense, it doesn't mean it's not coming off like that. It's almost like you're willing to show others, hey, do you see this? Look it, I'll show because this came out right under the Nine of Pentacles, right? Because a lot of times, right? And what does it say? Power, right? So it's almost like you're meant to come into this position of power, right? Maybe you will show others how to do it. If it was easy, everyone would do it, right? But I think you're meant to do it so you could show others. Because yeah, this card sometimes it doesn't. It's more like it comes off like someone that's greedy, that's holding on, that wants to keep that power not for the best reasons, just to have power, right? But in this case, it's almost like, hey, I'll show you, right? Let me see. Okay, one more for that's my intuitive read of that. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, yeah, okay. So it is you, that four of interesting. So it was funny, right? Because that the Ace of Cups came out, and it feels like either that's with someone that maybe at first didn't want to come on this journey with you, and then they're gonna change their mind, or it's gonna be a new connection altogether, right? that's gonna understand your narrow is the path walk, and not that it's always like that, but whatever you've chosen to head down, they're gonna be understanding of it, right? That's kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, let me see. Wow, yeah. Yeah. I asked if that was you, and look it. There you are. I love it when they finish it off like that in a good way. King of Cups energy, right? Damn. So after all that journey is like, yeah, right? Being very emotionally balanced, intelligent, right? Willing, right? The king. Why wouldn't the king have the knowledge to show others, right? Even this person's wearing a crown, right? So wow, and look at Ace of Pentacles. So not only the Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. You know, just becoming a teacher. Wow, I got chills all down the right side, the masculine side. So you're gonna be able to teach others once you travel down that road, right? Maybe how to be emotionally abundant, financially abundant, all that good stuff. So there's an interesting journey that you're heading down, Pisces, which is beautiful. So yeah, I mean, good for you, right? I think there was a little bit of that energy in the beginning of some of you, right? Just be careful, yeah, because this card just like is interesting, right? So be careful not to make decisions that then you can't smudge away, right? Because it looks like you're on a path, right? This is always just showing like, but you can still make wrong decisions, right? And then woof, here we go. And then we start a whole nother like that one that said you're on side quest 47, right? So let's stay on that path, right? Oh, nice. Would you ask about the Four of Pentacles? Let me see. I can't believe I got through all the signs. I mean, I know I took a long time, but it's probably one of the long. I don't know. I'll see how long. Wow, look at that. See, narrow is the path, and what? The peacock, let it shine. See, wow, this is amazing. So you're meant to do something, right? And teach others after, right? And let it shine. Pisces. So for this rest of August, I'm curious to see what happens, right? I mean, I'm sure you already know, right? But it's beautiful. Peacock spirit, let it shine. 46, 10, right? 4 and 6 is 10. Maybe you're May 4th, May 6th, May 10th. I mean, March 4th. March 4th, get it? March 4th. I always like that, March 4th. It was this, I think, like motivational speaker, Les Brown, I want to say was his name that said that. March 4th, March 6th, March 10th. Let's see, March 8th, March 6th again, March 2nd, right? Maybe 26 is important. Maybe February 26th, right? All that good stuff. February 26th, 62, all that. So yeah. Oh, the peacock, yeah. Love the peacock. So yeah, that's it. Thank you everybody that tuned in. I'm gonna put the timestamps. Thank you, Foster Town, Brittany. Who else? I know there was a bit of people. Brittany, Indigo Dream, Carmen. Who else? Carmen, Indigo Dream, Brittany, Foster Town, Crafty. Oh, Crafty, Virgo. Okay, so I didn't see that. But yeah, yeah, hopefully they went back and looked for the Virgo reading, but I'm gonna put the timestamps anyways. And yeah, Kobe. Yeah, so thank you everybody that tuned in. I didn't see that one. Chi, Chi, right? Chi. So, oh yeah, I'm late. Good morning to Chi. I barely saw them right there. Sagittarius. Hopefully, well, I'll put the timestamps anyway. So let me see. I think that was it, right? Okay. So thank you to everybody that tuned in. Anyone that saw from the sidelines, thank you for watching. Regardless, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And yeah, on that note, have a beautiful day. Yeah, thank you so much, Brittany. You have a beautiful day as well. Enjoy the dragonflies in the pool. Thank you, you too, Foster Town. Have a blessed and beautiful day filled with luck, like you said. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, on that note, I'll see you all soon. I'm gonna put the timestamps for anyone that tuned in late, but yeah, all right, peace.